Hi viewers, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to learn a new lesson that is control and coordination. So let us start our video. First, what is control and coordination? See, if you woke up in the morning and you will do bath, brush and you will eat breakfast, but if you forgot that you have to take in air, what happens? It will be very much difficult for us. That's why we don't want to remember these all things like heartbeat, blood pressure. These all things we don't want to remember. These all have been done by themselves. This is only called control and coordination. What is control and coordination? The process of working together of various parts of body in a regulated manner is called control and coordination. See here I give. The process of working together of various parts of body in a regulated manner is called control and coordination, like respiration or excretion. This is all. Now, next we will learn. See, coordination. In coordination, there are two types. One is nervous coordination, and another one is hormonal coordination. See, nervous coordination and here hormonal coordination. Generally, nervous coordination is always in animals, not in plants. Plants do not have nerves. That's why have they doesn't have nervous coordination. See, nervous coordination, in this nervous coordination, the message is through electrical impulse. The message is through electrical impulse. Generally, nerves conduct electricity. That's why the message is through electrical impulse. In hormonal coordination, it is in animals and plants. Animals also contain hormonal coordination and plants also contain hormonal coordination. And here hormonal coordination, the message in a hormonal coordination, the message is sent through chemical. The hormones secrete some chemical that is called message of hormones. I will tell you in my next video. See, nervous coordination in nervous coordination the message is through electrical impulse. That's why in nervous coordination the nervous coordination will be very much fast compared to hormonal coordination. Or you can say hormonal coordination is slow than nervous coordination. See, we have an advantage of nervous coordination, but we don't have an advantage of hormonal coordination. Then you will say that we have to be there have to be only nervous coordination. Why? What is the use of hormonal coordination? See, if see if you see your hands, both hands, they are symmetrical. Why they are symmetrical? How the cells in hands know that if this finger grows this much, then this finger also should grow this much in this hand. This message is sent through hormones by which the body has been grown in a symmetrical manner. That's why here the hormonal coordination, the advantage is growth. Now we will learn first nervous coordination in humans. Afterwards we will learn hormonal coordination in plants, and we will learn hormonal coordination in humans. See, now nervous coordination in humans. In nervous coordination there are two types. One is central nervous system and another one is peripheral nervous system. What is central nervous system and what is peripheral nervous system? I will tell you now. See, here I have a picture. See, here this is the brain and spinal cord. If you see some here in a mathematical way, the brain and spinal cord are in the axis of symmetry. They are in the axis of symmetry of our body. They are exactly cutting our body into two halves which are equal. That's why they are central nervous system. In central nervous system there is brain and spinal cord. See, brain and spinal cord, because they are in the central part of our body. See, here in the picture I gave you. See. And what is peripheral nervous system? Which are not in a symmetrical manner. See, here the nerves are there. They are not in a symmetrical manner. That's why these nerves are called peripheral nervous system. See, in peripheral nervous system there are only nerves. Again, in these nerves, there are again two types. Those are somatic nerve and autonomic nerve. What is somatic nerve? Somatic nerve is the nerve that controls our voluntary muscles and it transmits the sensory information to this central nervous system. What is a somatic nerve? Our somatic nerves control our voluntary muscles and they transmit the sensory information from somewhere of the body, from a particular place of the body to the central nervous system. The nerves which control voluntary muscles or which transmit sensory information to the central nervous system are called somatic nerves. What is autonomic nerve? Autonomic nerve is the nerve that controls our involuntary body functions. Like we cannot control our heartbeat, blood pressure, respiration. We cannot control this. In the digestion, these all we cannot control. This is controlled by our autonomic nerve. What is autonomic nerve? The nerve which controls our involuntary body functions is called autonomic nerve. Now, we will see types of nerve. Basically, there are two types of nerve, but there are so many nerves. But there are two types of nerves. In my next video, I will tell you so many types of nerves like thermoreceptor, gustatoreceptor, photoreceptor, audioreceptor, olfactoreceptor, etc. These all are so many. There are so many types of nerves, but basically here there are two types of nerves. Those are cranial nerves and spinal nerves. The nerve, what is a cranial nerve? Suppose this is our brain. In our face, the face is near to our brain. To the face, the nerves did not come from the spinal cord. The nerves which came on our face are the nerves which came on our face, that is came through the brain. That's why cranial nerves are those nerves which came through our brain. See, then the nerves which came through our brain are called cranial nerves, and spinal nerves means the nerves which came from our spinal cord are called spinal nerves. Spinal cord are called spinal nerves. See, in my previous slide, I tell you that in nerves there are two types. One is somatic nerve and autonomic nerve. In autonomic nerve, again there are two types. Those are sympathetic nerve and parasympathetic nerve. What is a sympathetic nerve? Suppose you are if you are back, a dog is coming to your back, you will run. While running, here the nerve which is used is both. The somatic nerve and autonomic nerve you will use here. But more you will use autonomic nerve more. Here in autonomic nerve, what happens if you are running, then our body arises so much energy to run. Here, who arises the energy? That is the sympathetic nerve. Sympathetic nerve arouses our body to expand the energy. Sympathetic nerve arouses the body to expand energy. And the parasympathetic nerve calms our body to conserve and maintain the energy. What is the work of parasympathetic nerve? Parasympathetic nerve calms down our body to conserve energy and maintain the energy. Or you can say power saving mode. Parasympathetic nerve is also called as power saving mode. Generally we will say, now see here, sympathetic nerves, parasympathetic nerves. Sympathetic nerves are also called as fight or flight. If you want to fight, then fight, or run. Run means flight. Parasympathetic movements or parasympathetic nerve is also called as rest and digest nerve. Rest and digest. See, in sympathetic nerve, if you get anger, then our pupils get dilated. It dilates our pupils. See, sympathetic nerve dilates our pupils and it inhibits our salivation. It relaxes our airways to pass more oxygen and to expand energy. And it increases heartbeat. Why it increases heartbeat? By increasing the heartbeat, our body gets more blood by which we can use that blood for the energy purpose. And it inhibits our stomach activity. That means our stomach's activity or digestion gets slow. Now, in parasympathetic nerve constricts our pupils and it stimulates the saliva. Why it stimulates the saliva? When we are rest, we will get hunger because it stimulates the saliva and it constricts our airways. Why it constricts our airways? Because if it constricts our airways, then the less oxygen goes in and less energy gets released. That's why parasympathetic nerve, what it does? It constricts our pupils, it stimulates saliva, it constricts airway, then it slow down heartbeat and it stimulates our stomach activity. That means it speeds our digestion system and it slows down our heartbeat. Why it slows down our heartbeat? To get less blood. If we get less blood, then the release of energy will be less. That's why here we will use parasympathetic nerves. Thank you. We will meet in our next video.